Okay, looks like we should be live. Now, this is it's an enjoyable puzzle game. I've played a little bit of it. I'm not any good at Picross or however you want to call it. I'm just going through the tutorial because I know it's just... A lot of people have preferences where they kind of prefer to, you know, see people go through all the various tutorials and such. I always think that you can just click on the main part for that to work. And I actually have gotten into some bad habits for certain things. Which is, I don't always put in the X's, which I'll freely acknowledge is a bad habit. Well, that means it has to be those two. But if you're just finishing it off and filling in mostly blanks, it's never really that big of an issue. And presumably also going to be this line. Yeah, I don't guess with these, but sometimes I make really bad judgment calls. And really, it's just the first and the last one that matter. Coincidentally, that also means that we can put an X here and here. Oh, it's not letting me go. Normally I kind of go overzealous and then erase. Yeah. For things where I know I have the line done, I tend to actually do X's properly. And that means that these are all full line. have enough info on that one. It's probably gonna be these for the ones. But doesn't make a lot of sense to fill in things we don't actually have the info on. And these are just the tutorials. Just that one is for that. Well, that actually makes that easier. Oh, that... I was thinking that for some reason there was a single thing of possible play there. So if it were to end here, it would be at least that one. Oh, I guess on the tutorial ones it doesn't let you fuck up. Weird. Okay, so that's just 5. We know that. That means that's the 3. There's not enough space for this to not be the, oh, and that's a fully filled out one anyway. We know there needs to be there, so that's that 3. And it's one of these 2. It's actually possible for it to be either one, but has to be here, here. And that's the last of the tutorials. Now the classic puzzles actually have multiple little factors. They have a timer. I'm not always good with the timer. was correct, but that means that one was nice and easy. This is a 7x7. It's nice to know the size before you get started on them. Here I'm mostly just trying to clear out things that can't work. Either one still works for that, or for this, for that matter. Although it has to be here, or there's no way for that 5 to work. And sometimes I do struggle because of the timer. It's rarely too bad. Most of the time, if I'm struggling, it's not because of the timer, it's because I'm either over or underthinking it. There's only, oops, which means that has to be that. So we are mostly just doing symmetrical stuff, or mostly symmetrical stuff early here. It's not for a little bit that we get too much asymmetrical puzzles. And this is why Pepper mentioned the whole fact of if you have a 10, especially if it's on a side, that, or if you have everything for a side, that makes the rest of these a lot easier. Except oh, that would be where. I had messed up at one spot. Okay. Oh, there needs to be the 4 there. Not exactly what I expected, but I'll freely admit that I'm not paying attention to the actual shapes I'm working with most of the time. That does make things a bit easier. Oops. And one of these is incorrect. Which means I was overzealous at some point. Well, the easy way to fix that mistake is to start over. It was probably with regard to this. This one in particular is probably actually over here. Which it's easy to see after the fact. But not so much while working on it. Yeah, it was exactly what I realized after I had made the mistake. So this is 6x15? It's a weird size. I was thinking it was tells us where those are as well. Yeah, those, if they were, it looks like this is left-right symmetrical, so that would mean here. We can safely drop all of those. These are supposed to be 3s. I thought it was a spaceship. This is just a standard old 10 by 10. Now, sometimes I have some issues with realizing the actual space for things. Mostly it comes down to... That's not right. I know that what I'm trying to do is fill in the corresponding number of areas. But even knowing how many are there, my brain just can't count it for some reason. I know the easy way is just to kind of put those on either side and fill in the according to however many you have extra. And now that we have that done, we have a decent number of items filled out. Which of course means that we have some of this already set up in a way such that we can get things answered. And I will say I really like quite a bit of this, the soundtrack for Pepper's Puzzles. Much of it is very indie feeling, but Okay, so we know 2 of those, so that means that. Well, that can't be that. And there are also things like this that are convenient. What? Misread that. What in the... Oh. Actually, I still don't get it, but... And I really enjoy these because these let me just tick off a couple puzzles right off the get-go. Actually, no, that has a static thing of availability. It's always nice when the various items make it fairly obvious what's actually available for you. The 5 can't start from the far left side there. So let's actually get an X. Now, we don't know which of those 3s that is, but... now we do. Which also means that, yeah, this... accidentally clicked a second time with the I will never stop clicking incorrectly, apparently. Now, one of the problems I have with some of the music, this is a fairly indicative track of some of the issues I have. Some of it just seems to be mixed way louder. Well, one of those is incorrect. So, which presumption is going to be wrong? Actually, it can't be this one. Oh, neither one. was overthinking it. I could see the mouse, I wasn't so much seeing the cheese. Wait, that's not right. There we go. It's actually nice getting, even when it's just in the middle, a line that can only work one way. And these are some of the points I tend to struggle with. Mostly because normally I'm not doing even this good of a job of filling in where I have been. Well, that also limits that. Oh, that's exactly 9 spots available. Based off that. If that doesn't work. Where was I? Oh. That's not necessarily the case. I don't know why that one got blanked out. Which opens both of those back up. And I'm pretty sure that those have to be the case. Once again, I appear to have been simply over-eager on something. Quite likely. A point early on. And I'm mostly retracing the steps because I know most of them are ultimately not that wrong. So in this case, the 2 could be either side. Seeing as how the 5 over here still works, can't actually say yet. But that does suggest certain things. Largely in this case, it's the gap here and the fact that it can only be at most 3. Well, that's actually kind of convenient in that it sets the stage for what that can be. And we're still at a spot where the rest of this is a bit less certain. that does actually help a little bit, but some of these are already filled out. Essentially with knowledge of that anyway. Yeah, the problem ultimately is going to come with here. This has to be that. There isn't a way to get this and have it line up. And with this being necessitated, there isn't a way to drag that up and have it be 5. So this needs here and here. I don't know why I struggled so much with that one. Well, these two suggest that that's how that's going to work. Now this is one of the oddities where I have several potential things. So I just need to kind of address them one at a time. Now that has to be that, and that has to be that. that's ultimately the way a lot of the puzzle solving tends to end up going. You figure out what doesn't work at all, and then you're left with a whole bunch of stuff that only has one solution. And sometimes you get real easy ones like that one. And this is one of the nice things about kind of doing everything case by case. Well, that could still be the one down here, so... And as I mentioned previously, having the left side stuff filled in makes everything a lot more convenient. Especially when we're looking at something like this. I was thinking that was a 9 it is 9 across. I don't know why I was having issues counting. Oh, those are the warm-ups. Wait, did I actually get 3 stars on all of those? That's surprising given that I did need to restart at least one of them. And some of these are just real easy. But that's fine. Easy ones are useful. Ancient technology. Okay, well, this is connected to the 2s rather than the 5s, which means... yeah. I mean, logically it's this, but we don't actually have 100% confirmation on that. Just like similarly, it's probably this, but I don't have here we do, which is how we would know then that it's these. I do appreciate having so many of these that just basically fill themselves out. Gun. Wait, is there... No. That's the only way for that left side to work, so... Yeah, this actually has quite a few that only have one way of working. something that is definitely not going to surprise anybody. I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing right now. Mostly concerned with getting the items filled in according to spots I have available. And what I meant by that was sometimes I'm filling spots in based off of combination of what's available and just context clues around it, but a lot of these I'm just doing based off of, actually no, we don't have, we know it's, oh, that's one of those that only works one way. Never mind. That's also... Why the fuck did I click that? When did I click that? Probably for a situation like that. Actually, that doesn't have 2 below it. Elephant. Most of the time I don't bother even trying to look at the picture as a whole until I'm basically finished with it. And things like that are useful because it kind of centers the picture. Like, it can't be here. For some of the larger ones, of course. Now it also means that this isn't going to work for here, but that's all perfectly valid because that's plenty of space for 3. Similarly, which means that we know that this is the 3 as well as the 5. And that this has to be one of the 1s. And that is, of course, because we couldn't do something like that. Similarly, we know that this actually has space up to there and there, but that one's not a useful spot. This could be either the 2 or the 3, so while that seems like it's a good spot, especially because of that 1, not so much. Ultimately, this isn't about likelihoods, it's about, actually figuring the clues out. Which sometimes I have a hell of a time with. This being a good example. I was going to say, and here we have, but that's not necessarily the case. This could be the start of the 5. Now, one of these two is a spot for the 2, but we don't. I might just kill this one and come back to it at another time. And that's the thing, if, it's one of those things where if you're struggling with one, sometimes it's best to come back to it later. Okay. Sometimes doing the tests for that make it real useful. Basically what I was doing was trying to figure out if after I had 6, if there was enough space here for the 3, which there was not. Too much space on that side for to actually figure that out. No, that needs to be 4. see. I think that's the only way that works. That's the only thing that really tells us. No, actually there's one more where they clearly can't go. So, those are actually more like that. Hopefully this is clearing out some of these spots we couldn't go. Well, I think this actually makes a bit more sense if it's the outside ones. How is that still a 3? I guess there was 10 minutes? Yeah, some of these just are kind of absurdly easy, which is nice. Oh, there's only a few options for some of these. Since it's 7 on each side. still don't see how that's a night. I think this is probably one of the only songs I don't particularly care for. Actually, that's not necessarily the case. I mean, like, reasonably, that's the thing, but we don't actually have a guarantee of symmetry regardless of, and I mean, there's certainly some asymmetry, so. I mean, this, for example, this could be like that. It isn't necessarily like that, but it could be. And that guarantees that it actually can't cross over there. Also, I took my headphones off because, yeah. Sometimes it's just the song that gets to you. But to the best of my knowledge, there are not, music options, but it would not be the first time I was mistaken about such a thing. Of course, it might also just be that I'm getting mentally fatigued to the point where I'm not cognizant enough to actually be doing these. Wouldn't be the first time. Some of these are actually fairly useful. Based off of the way these are going, I'm reasonably certain that it's not going to be both on the top. It could be one on the top and one on the bottom, or both on the bottom. But I don't think it's both on the top. I suppose it could be. If this well no, because no, couldn't be both top. It wouldn't work with this given this. That just doesn't fly. So as such, we actually know that the 5 is over on this side. I'd say that's useful, but we actually already knew that one, so. Some of these were things that I just hadn't filled in yet. Oh, well that is actually convenient though. The only spots available for that one are those 6. This one we're probably not going to get the 3 stars. That's fine. Of course, having said that, we are actually making a decent pace now. Yeah, I just needed to get the bottom left. Really, just the bottom part done. Crazy how that works sometimes. Oh, I tapped my mic mute button at some point in time. Sorry about that. I wasn't really saying much anyway, but... I suppose it is probably better for me to actually be saying something. This one feels really strange because I don't think I've not done too many that are wide like this. Well, it's likely that, but we can only guarantee those. Yeah, 20 is just a lot of characters, or a lot of spaces. Oh, yeah, that's actually the only spot for that. Well, I'm pretty sure, because that would be, well, it doesn't matter because that's a 2. Yeah, some of these are, this one in particular, coming together a lot easier than I anticipated. Camel? I don't know actual animal names, game. Oh boy. Yeah, those numbers are a bit small for me playing. I don't think those are visible in the slightest on stream. for some reason I was thinking it was 8 tall. I guess I was thinking of a bull because I was thinking it had horns. I'm getting the feeling that this is one of those, are you paying enough attention to actually get this one? And they follow it up with one that actually has... Oh, it's 233 that... But 2... Yeah. No, I was over aggressive with that. At least one of these is misplaced. I'm pretty sure that's right, but like I said, I was over aggressive. Which is a problem. I, as have shown, frequently run into. That would be these two. But I could definitely tell that I was having issues there just because I had kind of stopped caring. which isn't a good spot to be in for playing a puzzle game. I will be back doing more of this tomorrow, but that definitely helped me calm down a whole bunch. So, thank you for watching, and I'll be back with more of this tomorrow.